This video is going to be entitled "A Value of $1," and the distinct memory I have of working as a kid was mowing the grass. And my brother and we would mow my parents' grass, and then I guess to earn extra money, which we didn't really understand what was the purpose at the time, we mowed our neighbor's grass. And by that time, we were hot and sweaty, and my dad's telling, "You gotta hydrate." And we got like diluted Gatorade, and we're cutting the lawn for that extra $20. And then we had to increase the rate for some reason, and we didn't really understand. But over time, we got this big pile of money, and we wanted to buy something called the Nintendo Entertainment System. And my dad's like, "Are you sure you really want to do that? Because that's a lot of money." And we really, really wanted it. So we pulled our money together from cutting grass and bought this thing. And it was awesome because it had Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. And it came with 2 controllers and some light gun. And we played boatloads of time on Super Mario. And I think part of the issue was that we hooked it up into the main TV in the living room. And you had to get a special device, hook it into the back, and there's like this toggle switch between the antenna and the Super Nintendo, and it was freaking awesome. But then later we got older, we got our own, like a hand-me-down TV, and we hooked the Nintendo into that. And another game that we wanted to buy was Super Mario 3, because Mario at that point could fly, and that was freaking awesome. That game at the time was priced about $20 more than other games. And my dad's like, "Are you sure you guys want to buy that? Because that's a lot of money." And we didn't care, and we said yes. And we pulled our money together and spent $60 on a ridiculously expensive game. At the time, video games retailed for $40. But we didn't really get a whole lot of financial education. These cars are about ready to back up into each other in the parking lot. People don't know how to drive here. I mean, that's a whole separate video. But we didn't get any financial education from our parents. They just saved their money. I remember that they would aggressively pay down any debts they have in terms of the home mortgage, which I kind of replicated in my adult life because I paid down the mortgage in half the time than what it normally takes. And then after that, things are good. But they always had like some financial planner that they went to. They still use one, and let me tell you, they definitely take bukus of money. Please don't hit my car. But they definitely take bukus of money each quarter when they manage their funds. And this is Fidelity, and Fidelity says that these are your critical assets. And I'm more of the boring index fund investor at this point, and the fee is less than 0.1%. I keep asking them, do you enjoy paying those fees? And they get really, really quiet. So I think maybe slowly over time they'll graduate from that, but I don't know, because they used to get paper printouts every quarter of status updates, but Fidelity doesn't do that anymore. And they do video updates of the status of the economy. But I think they partially do that because you're paying good money for this stuff, and you may as well get at least something out of them. So they do these videos that are specific to the Fidelity site. I tried the Fidelity Wealth Management Services just to see what it was like. And they do this kind of weird trading, and they load it up into premium mutual funds that charge a higher than normal fee, and layered on top of that is this assets under management fee. And so I would pay a couple extra $100 a month every quarter that I didn't need to pay, but my parents, they're in retirement and they have more assets under management because they've already reached the finish line. And so they're paying definitely a good chunk of change every month. And you don't really need to do that. But paying off debt isn't very fun at all. And I generally pay it down as fast as I can. And now that I'm finished doing that for now, I'm like, well, what's next? And that's where kind of my attention gets focused into the investing world. And I find Jack Bogle's book, I think it's the Little Book of Common Sense Investing. It's like an advertisement for Vanguard funds, but you can apply that methodology to other index funds and it works just fine, and you just don't pay these fees because there's people on the other side that are trying to soak money out of you. And it seems like if you try to go for the money, there's someone who's going to take it from you. So it's better just to invest little bits over time. I think another issue with the Nintendo Entertainment System thing is that growing up we had a computer, and the computer also plays video games. And so why have two things that do the same thing? It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because you can play the computer game or you can play this console game. And I guess from the negative connotation with the console system, we never bought another console system after that. We did not buy the Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, GameCube, Nintendo 64. We did not buy PlayStation. When I got out on my own, I bought an Xbox just to play one game, and then I sold it to a coworker because the PC is a multi-purpose tool. You can use it for productivity or you can use it for entertainment, and that kind of consolidates the expenses. And so you can take that extra money and put that to work. So you can make the dollars you earn work for you instead of giving it to someone else. Because that's how the system is set up, really.